What's rocking, y'all? It's your girl Lana, and today is a brand new episode. And of course, I'm switching it up. Your girl had to do something new. So last weekend, I got to take a super surprise fall retreat to Petoskey, Michigan. And so here is basically the footage and video of where I went and what I did. So first, we had to stop to get food, and there goes Pastor Tom. He pretty much took us to a place called Bow and Toast, where you can eat like all the different toasted sandwiches, burgers, and even soups and vegetables and fruit. Next, we went to our cottage, and pretty much in Petoskey, every like house is pretty much sort of like a cabin or like a lake house or a cottage. And so here's the video of where we stayed at. I actually stayed in that room across from the bed right there. And so in these houses, a lot of the houses are pretty much vintage. Like when you think vintage, think of like, when I thought of this, I kind of thought of Titanic. Not like the boat, but just how everything was decorated or designed. Like there's a lot of old pictures on the walls. And it was just pretty cool. At first it was kind of creepy because like when you would open up certain doors, it would like creak and make noises. But other than that, like I really liked the aesthetic of the vintage, like the cottage feeling, the cabin and the fireplace. It was just out pretty much like just outright dope. So here we have like just like the different pictures and like decorations they had up. Like here's the kitchen, but really why this trip was set up or organized was so that the staff who was working at the church can pretty much have a good relationship with each other. Pastor Tom wants us to build the bond with each other so we can get to know each other and work as a team. And so here goes to one of the hotels that we stopped at first. And like I said, everything is pretty much vintage. Like they got the old dining room set up, they got the chairs, the lobby was like really vintage. Like I loved all of it. It was just really cool for me to see. And so here's just like, the footage of where we walked around, what we got to see, what we got to experience. And again, like the whole idea of this retreat was basically to, bond with the staff for us to get to know each other and build a really cool relationship. And so next, we pretty much walked. We did a lot of walking. And here's Lake Michigan. Like all around Petoskey, you can see Lake Michigan. First of all, let me say it was cold this day. The first day I was shivering. I was like shivering in my Timberland boots. I didn't have on Timberland boots on. I should have had some on. But the fact that it was just super cold. But I still enjoyed it. Like everything that we saw, even though it was kind of rainy, it was super beautiful. And I just loved how the water was. I loved how it looked. I loved the feeling of it. Like it was just great. And so then we kind of got to see the museum. For me, like just seeing all the different type of designs and the different heritage, like all of the Indians and all the tribes pretty much was in Petoskey. And so I just got to learn about the different things about the heritage and what was created in Petoskey. And like even like this, like that's crazy. And so for me, later on, this is another hotel. This was like my favorite thing in Petoskey. Like this hotel was the bomb. Like I even thought about having my wedding here. I just loved it. And here's the garden that they had in the back. And so they had like a dance floor, like really old vintage things. And then we had dinner. So that was day one. And I had really a lot of fun that day because I got to see a lot of different things. And after dinner, we stopped at a fudge factory. Like they had fudge ice cream. Everything was fudge up in here. Like if it wasn't covered in fudge, then they was pretty much not doing their job. Like everything in here was chocolate and fudge. It was delicious. So of course, the next morning we had taken a walk. Pastor Tom had made breakfast. And then we went to go see the chapel where he had been called to be a pastor. I really liked the atmosphere in the chapel because I just felt like the Holy Spirit was really in there. And then after that, of course, Petoskey is like all of Lake Michigan. And so that's pretty much the day of day 2. Like we just seen the water. We drove by to see some boats. I think I seen like 1 or 2 yachts maybe. But it was really, really great. Like I just got to get outside and view the water, get a fresh air. And that was pretty much our day 2. Later on, we actually got to see some pumpkins. We took a few pictures. And so that's my trip to Petoskey, Michigan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with maybe a friend. Thank you, Pastor Tom, for inviting me. Continue to strive and be great for the Lord. And peace out.